from Canva to Adobe or iMovie to DaVinci, there's different options. And so you can choose whatever one works best for you.
Yeah. في حد هيسأل تاني؟
Me.
ماشي همسة.
Okay. Do you have any ideas using technology in the future?
Any ideas to use technology for film?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think. Let me think of an idea. So I have one idea that I've been thinking a little bit about. Let me get something up. Okay. So this isn't, I'll see where this goes. But maybe I'll send this example. And we'll see if it works or not. Hold on. Okay. So I'll share my screen. If I can
هيشارك الشاشة عنده.
Okay. So I don't think I have access to do that, but I'll just share.
Okay. You can do it now.
Oh, okay. Oh, screen share. Okay. Okay, entire screen window. Okay. So to answer the question of how I might use technology in my film, going back to AI, artificial intelligence. If you guys can see my screen, I have a picture of a. This is kind of maybe a sadder thing, but it's a graveyard, and it is a graveyard that was. It captures all of the people who have been taken by police in the United States. So it's kind of an art installation because the people aren't really buried there, but it's meant to commemorate all of these people, as you can see. So here, all the names of people who are no longer on Earth. And so this place is called Say Their Names Cemetery. Because in the film that I'm working on that I shared in Minneapolis about George Floyd, one of the big things that the activists do is they chant all of the names of people who have been hurt by police. And so they say their name. They say George Floyd's name. They repeat the names to remember these people. And so I've been thinking a lot about, and this might get kind of weird, but there's this there's a graveyard there, as you can see. And what if I could use technology? I could maybe use AI to, for example, understand, I guess, the sonic, I understand sound. Like imagine that this graveyard has, it has a certain sound to it, right? And if you were to put in a speaker, a certain sound might come out of this graveyard, right? So this is probably getting more complicated than I intended, but imagine being able to use technology to show the frequencies of this space. Does that make sense? Or is that?
I remember George Floyd. That was happened in 2020.
Yes.
When the police arrested him.
Yes.
Let me translate. هو بيصور فيلم وثائقي يعتبر عن واحد اسمه جورج فلويد. ده أمريكي من أصل اللي هو الجماعة ذو البشرة السمراء. الشرطة عندهم برضو بتتعامل زي عندنا كده يعني، فبيتعاملوا معاه بطريقة مش كويسة طبعا لأن هو أسمر، فمات في إيديهم أثناء عملية الاعتقال. أوكي.
So that's probably very overly complicated. I'm not sure how it was translated, but that's one example of maybe using technology to try to represent or to show something that you can't see, but that can maybe be heard with the help of technology. So imagine if you want, if everyone was an angel in that graveyard and you could hear their voices, maybe technology could help us show how that sounds, how all of those souls who were there, how they sound, if that makes sense. It's a little bit abstract. I'm sorry. Probably okay, but I can maybe have another example. So one example is, imagine that I was interviewing you and you had a memory of something, right? That was not recorded anywhere, but you have a memory of it and you're telling me the memory. Maybe AI could, in the way that it can help, it can generate images. Maybe I could try to have AI generate the images that you're talking about or remembering. So in the way, people might use like old footage of of a time, if I'm describing what it was like in the 1900s, I wasn't there. But there's usually old footage that you can use to show what it was like. But maybe not everywhere has that old footage. So maybe AI could help generate some kind of a version of that footage.
اوكي. هو
That's an example.
اوكي. هو بيتمنى يعني ان الاي اي او الذكاء الاصطناعي يقدر، لو انت مثلا قاعد مع حد وهو بيتخيل حاجه من الذاكره قديمه مثلا، فالذكاء الاصطناعي ممكن في المستقبل يقدر يتخيل الحاجه دي في شكل صوره، او حتى في الفكره اللي هو كان بيتكلم عليها في اللي هي بتاع المقابر دي، ان هو بيتوقع يعني